Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me the floor to Autism Connect. I am very much honored. Let me just check if everything is okay. So yeah, I am really, really excited to be hopping on today and sharing you what I have accumulated over the past several decades as being a neurodiverse, and I'm also an autism mom. So I'm Dr. Tasnuva, for those of you who do not know me. I hope today is going to be a very successive session, okay? So here are a few disclaimers. First, some points that I'm going to be sharing with you now and today might trigger you. So if it does, ask yourself, what's the reason? Find the core, dissect it, and heal. Because, honey, you are not born to be triggered every 5 minutes. And as an autism mom myself, like 3 years ago, my son was very much struggling, very, very much severe on the spectrum. And then his life quality was very low. And getting to raise him, I was a suicidal mess. So I know how it feels to be an autism mom, and how now that I'm outside of it, I would say, because my son is now, alhamdulillah, doing very well. He's going to regular school and whatnot. And I teach all of those things that I have learned and gleaned from my research and from my experience and education with you guys today, okay? So I will not be making this a very slide heavy presentation. I'll be sharing just 12 slides, so it won't be very long-winding. So for the next 30 minutes or so, I am going to be teaching you some very important topics, okay? And this will be the best investment of your time. So I suggest you pay very close attention, because I am about to change your life. Are you ready? Let's jump into it, okay? So I will be taking in questions. If you have any questions, please let me know, let the team know, who can pass on the question to me. So the host, please, my sharing is disabled. Can you enable my sharing? Okay, thank you. So first of all, let's just start and let people hop in, because sometimes it takes Facebook to connect with, okay? So today I'm going to be talking about the 5 pillars of autism success. So what is autism success? It's the health, the brain development, the independence and transformation of the child. But I, as an autism mom who was struggling to go through all of those things, I understood this very important thing. And that is, the mother is as important in the journey as the child, because it's the mother who's like the racing horse and the child is like the jockey, okay? So as a short bio, I'm a neurodiverse adult, 36-year-old. I'm a pharmacist with a PhD in natural medicine. I also worked as an assistant professor in my alma mater in pharmacy. I am a research scientist, a published author, educator, and an autism mom, okay? So what, according to me, is autism success? So autism success is going from being severely low functioning, you know, when there is no speech, self-harming, no understanding, no communication, or very poor communication. And the quality of life of the child is very little. And it's affecting not just the child, it's affecting the whole family, right? So autism success, to me, to us, to Autism Success Academy, is going from being severely low function to going gloriously high functioning. It's very much possible. So keep your eyes on. I will be teaching you how it's possible, okay? And it's also going from being nonverbal to having speech. It's achieving communication, cognition, self-care independence, understanding, etc. So what is communication? Communication is not always just language. Communication is how your child communicates his need and understands the world and communicates with the world, okay? So cognition is how much he's understanding commands, the steps that he needs to follow through, and all of those things. Plus self-care independence is when your child is able to take care of himself, self-feeding, potty training, sleeping on your own, taking care of himself like that. So it also means having good or great sleep health, physical health, happiness, and joy. Okay. And the beauty of this is it's very much possible. It's very much possible for your child to go from being nonverbal to having speech, from going, I'm sorry, I got a little cold today. So from going to no communication to very high level of communication, cognition, self-care, independence, and all of those things, okay? So you might ask me the question, which I get a lot from my DMs and, comments, and that is, why aren't all or most kids achieving these things that you are saying? Why are we told that it's like a disability? And then why do we see our kids to be really struggling? Why aren't all or most kids achieving these, skills or improvement? So in my experience, there are some reasons. So number one is lack of proper guidance from medical healthcare practitioner. Okay, lack of proper guidance. So I want to add a small story into it. So I am living in Canada. I came from Bangladesh over here in like 2019. So I went to the biggest I could afford, to the biggest childcare specialist, elderly woman. And then I told her, like, my son is very, picky eater. He's not eating well. His weight is not increasing for the last 3 years. He's just stuck at 14 kg and he's not improving. And he's very thin, and then his physiological is not very well as well. So what can I feed him? Do you know the woman told me what? She told me, just keep him alive. As if my son is just a pet or an animal, that I have to keep him alive. So this is the narrow mentality of a lot of the medical healthcare professionals. Okay, no stigma towards them. It's just that they were not maybe well versed on autism, and maybe not really up to date with the latest scientific researches. Okay, which I'll be showing you guys as well. Another reason why all of these kids are not achieving these developmental milestones that they really can is the lack of knowledge, research, and proper awareness of our community. Because our community is like divided into two. A big portion is accept the child and let him do what he wants to do. And then the other small portion is, I want to cure autism. Okay. So the thing is, this strict attitude towards autism development is ruining both sides of the spectrum, both sides of our community. Why? Because if you are accepting the problem and not doing anything about it, not trying to improve the situation, then it's harming your child's potential. Your child is potentially going to be dependent on you all throughout the life. Okay. And then if you want to cure autism, then you are totally wrong on that as well, because autism is not a disease that you can cure. What you can do is, your child is having struggles in achieving some developmental potentials, which you can work on and improve so that your child can have a successful, independent life. That is what we need to be focusing on. And that is the thing, is like coming in between the two. It's coming in between from not caring and giving up or giving in to wanting to strictly resolving this problem, okay? Neither is good. The third reason that I have found is lack of faith and motivations of the caregivers, and misguidings from influencers and autism advocates, okay? So the other day, I would say yesterday, I was going through this mother, she's a mom. She's not an autism mom. She's just a regular mom, but she has, I'm sorry. So she has been working with autism kids before, but now she works just on picky eating. So she has a huge following, okay? 100,000 followings. So what I saw her sharing in a post is that ice cream is perfectly healthy dinner. let that drop on you. Ice cream is perfectly healthy dinner. Even if you are not a healthcare professional, you just with your normal science, you know ice cream is not dinner. Ice cream is not food that is highly nutritional. It's a treat that you can enjoy occasionally. Okay, so yes, we have to understand that part as well. So emotional, the last thing that I have found out is emotional and trauma-based mindset. Emotional and trauma-based mindset blocks of parents, especially the moms, whose deep-rooted fear of not being enough is a major hindrance. So let me give an example. Let's say your child is a picky eater. Okay, he does not eat anything other than chicken nuggets or burgers and things like that. So you are like, you see somebody posting that you should change diet, and then you think, okay, so I want to change the diet, but I cannot. Why? Because my son is a picky eater. He doesn't understand how to change diet, and I cannot feed him. I cannot change his diet because his character, his profile is like this. That is a limiting belief. That is a limiting belief, okay? Because that there is coming from you, not actually from the child. Because in my experience, I have worked with some of the world's greatest picky eaters, people who just drank Pediasure, nothing else. No solid food for 7 years. No solid food for 7 years, only Pediasure. That child is eating soups and stews and all sorts of veggies and fruits. Okay, so it's totally possible. So now it begs, what are the 5 pillars to autism success then? How do I and my students and my community help their kids to reach autism success? So the 5 pillars that I have found out through my work are this. The number 1 pillar, drum roll, is mindset and well-being of mother. Very few people talks about it. Sometimes nobody talks about it. So what do I mean by mindset? The mindset is what you think, and you perform your actions based on that. Our mindset comes from our belief systems, which we have gleaned as being a human being throughout our life, especially in the childhood. Okay. So why is it important? It's important so that the mom becomes focused, energetic, and can now really follow through. Now becomes able to follow through without self-sabotaging, pausing, or giving up. That's why you come first. The mother comes first, because if you are stressed to the point that you cannot even breathe properly, if you are anxious to the point that you cannot sleep at night and stay awake during the day, if you are so much scared and in fear and in lack, then you cannot really be able to flourish. Neither can you help your child to flourish. Okay? So it's not about mom shaming or feeling guilty. It's about understanding your weakness and making it into a strength. So when I was working with Muhammad, helping him to develop, I made up this mantra for me, which I now teach my students as well. And that is, persevere such that your weakness becomes your strength and your strength becomes your superpower. How cool is that? So my weakness was that I was not cut out to be a mother. Okay. If you ask my mom, she would be like, oh my God, this girl, she didn't even like kids. I didn't even like kids. Okay. So I was not cut out for being a mother, let alone being a mother of a severely struggling autism kid. Okay. So that was my weakness. I made that into my strength. And now it's my superpower that I teach everybody. Okay. All right. So the second pillar is gut and brain diet, gut and brain healing diet. So why do we need diet or gut brain healing? We need that so that the gut brain axis strengthens and brain development can start with the right nutritional support. Here is the caveat. We are human beings. We have thousands of chemical reactions happening in the body. We all know very well that we need vitamins and minerals and nutrition, right? It really does not land with me in any shape or form. Why the doctors, the community people, the professionals, the healthcare professionals, also the autism professionals, they do not talk about diet. I don't know why. Most of them, some of us do, okay? But most of them does not talk about diet. Yet, nutrition is the most important thing that your child needs, that you need. Even a small plant needs fertilizers, needs different minerals and all of those things, right? So definitely your child needs diet change as well, because if he's eating just 4 or 5 things, no fruits, no vegetables, no nothing, only milk or maybe a chicken fry, Doritos and all of those things, they are not going to be giving your child the nutrition, the vitamins, the minerals, the nourishment that your child needs for the brain cells to start regenerating, for the brain cells to start growing. Okay, I hope this is making sense to you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I would love to get questions from you and see if I can help you further to understand whatever I'm teaching you today, okay? So pillar number 3, our pillar is the third pillar that we teach and have is gentle non-chemical detoxification. So why is that important? It's important so that the body can get rid of neurodegenerative toxins that has been stored in your child's body for a long time and is also being exposed to the child regularly, which kickstarts many healthy improvement. Okay, so detoxification, you might have heard about it, might not have heard about it, but the thing is, your child's body naturally does detoxification all the day, you know, through pee, through poop, through sweating. But here's the thing. If your child's body is not healthy enough because he is not eating well, right? If the child's digestive system is very weak, if there is a lot of stored toxins and a lot of exposure to new toxins coming in, then all of those chemicals and toxins creates a lot of load on your child's body, and brain. And you know it very well. If I give you more than you can handle, you cannot move forward with ease. You will get stuck, you will not grow, you will not move, you will just be paused. So detoxification should be gentle, it should be natural, it should be just trying to wake up and support and speed up the body's natural system, okay? That's it, actually. So our fourth pillar is grounding and nourishing lifestyle. So what do I mean by grounding and nourishing lifestyle? We'll talk about it a little later, but let's just understand why it's important. So grounding and nourishing lifestyle is important so that new exposures to neurotoxins are reduced, child can become physically active and healthy, which supports development even more. So at this point, I want to clarify 2 jargon that I have used, okay? Because I understand not everybody is from medical background, okay? So neurotoxin, what is neurotoxin? Neurotoxin is any toxins, which is, you know, we all know what is toxin. Toxin is bad chemicals, okay? So neurotoxin is any chemical or toxin, whether created by the body or exposed to from outside. If those toxins affects the nervous system, maybe, you know, slows down, pause, or stops its working, then that's a neurotoxin. So you have to be really focused on finding out if your child is being exposed to neurotoxins, which they are. If you are using Dawn, Tide, and all of those things at home, they have a lot of chemicals. If you are using, you know, food that is packaged laden with preservatives, colors, then those are toxins. Okay, just because food is packaged and then it's sold everywhere does not make it safe. We have this notion that if it's available, that means if it's safe, because the government, the system will not allow unsafe food outside. No, it's not right. Okay, it's not right. Because here's an example. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I was doing some research, and then there was this very nice lady. She's from the UK. She was giving a talk on McDonald's, on the food industry. So she mentioned that in UK, the McDonald's use only 3 chemicals for their French fry, and that is potato, salt, and oil. That's it. But in the US, do you know how many chemical or ingredients was found in McDonald's fries? 19. 19 chemicals were found in the McDonald's French fry, because they needed to add chemicals to make it look good, taste better, be more crunchier, be more palatable to the taste bud. That's why your child is addicted to French fries. It's not your fault really, but it would be your fault if, knowing this information, we keep on giving our children the same thing, because we know it's toxin. They're not eating food, it's just toxins, okay? So that is one of the things we have to understand: what sort of food to feed, what sort of chemicals or non-chemicals or natural products to be using, you know, all of those things. So the last pillar, the 5th pillar that we have, is a need-based parenting. This is the pillar where you get to go all out on giving your child the love and support and the understanding and acceptance that he needs, okay? So that you can understand, connect with your child, and in return, your child starts getting in tune with the world. Because here's the thing, your child gets grounded through you. Your child sees, feels, tastes, and hears the world actually through you, because you are like the grounding cord. You are the main guitar, and your child is the mini guitar. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but let me share. So in guitars, you know, if 2 guitars are side by side and one guitar is being played at C string, the second guitar will start automatically tuning out C string. This is called resonance. It's metaphysics, it's physics, it's Einsteinian physics. It's not woo-woo. So your emotional state, your energetic state, your vibration 100% affects your child's. Okay, it's proven science. It's high time that we make note and take charge of all of those things. So let's start with the 5 pillars in details, because I want to give you really tangible solutions and resources today. So please keep some pen and paper handy, and then keep writing down, or come back when you are free, more free, and rewatch this, because this is really going to be helping you to help your child become the best version of themselves. Okay. All right. So pillar 1, that's you, honey. That's the mother and the father, but mostly the mother, because she's the one who's taking care of the child the most, right? So your mindset, your physical and emotional healing comes first. It's a lot like egg comes first or the chicken comes first. I always say the chicken comes first. The chicken landed from heaven, just like Adam and Eve landed from heaven. Okay, we did not come from apes or monkeys. Okay, so your mindset is the most important thing, and your physical and emotional health and well-being is the most important thing, so that you have the ability to take care of your kid. Here's the thing. If you are exhausted, stressed, lack in energy, focus, stamina, clarity, and motivation to find solution, you know, to go with to find the right solutions and to be able to follow through and show up consistently for the child. An exhausted, stressed out mom cannot be able to go through all of these things. Are you able to go through all of those things? Is parenting really nice for you? Is it really working for you? Whatever you are being told to listen to remember, to follow through, to not care about, is it working for you? Let me know in the comments. Is it working for you? It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. When the system told me that, oh, there's nothing much we can do about your child. It's a permanent genetic condition. And I initially accepted it because I was a neurodiverse myself, right? But then I actually have 3 kids. My firstborn and my lastborn were not neurodiverse. I have 2 more siblings. They are not neurodiverse. My husband, my uncles, my aunts, they are not neurodiverse. So why am I neurodiverse? My mom is not neurodiverse. So why am I neurodiverse? Because when I was born, when I was in my mother's womb, she was going through very high stress. She is Southeast Asian woman. And if you are from Southeast Asia, you know, India, Pakistan, what else? Vietnam, Bangladesh. These countries, we have different cultural norms, right? Whereby the daughter-in-law is always like, subjugated. So she was going through a lot of stress and trauma in her life. And she gave me a lot of stress and trauma in my life. I was physically abused by her. I was mentally and emotionally abandoned by my mother. But those things happened because she was fighting for her survival herself. If she got this resource that her mindset is important, that her health is important, if somebody gave her the permission that your health comes first, your emotional stability comes first, and by me coming first does not mean I am disregarding my child's need. I am not abandoning the child. What I'm doing is I am working on myself and my child. It's not either or approach. That's the problem we have most of the time. We have an either or approach to things. They both can be correlated. They both can work out. And that's what we teach to our students, okay? So autism parents are either martyrs. Oh my God, I have to stop everything and just be an autism mom. Okay, so sacrificing everything, DIYing everything, researching hour after hour after hour at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m. at night, drinking coffee after coffee after coffee during the day, running from one therapy center to another therapy center to another therapy center to 10 different places and getting burnt out. That's a martyr autism mom. And the other person that we have is giving in autism mom. So what's a giving in autism mom? Remember the one section that I said, like, okay, we accept everything, we accept the struggles, and we do not do anything about it, because if I love and accept my child, I will just let him be. That's the giving in persona. This is probably triggering some of you or a lot of you. Remember what I started with, a disclaimer. When something is triggering, we have to understand what energy of this trigger lies inside of my body, inside of my mind. Because if you do not heal the reason why you are getting triggered, you will be triggered by everybody. And that's not how you can lead a really healthy, happy life. You were not born to be triggered every 5 minutes, okay? So what does a giving in mom do? They follow advocates, after advocates or influencers, or even professionals who teach the easy way out, but they are the wrong things to follow. Things like, if you love your child, you go, memes going around that if you are an autism mom, you will understand why I am buying 10,000 chips, why I am buying 10,000, shopping cart full of nuggets. Those memes gets likes and shares, but they're not solving your child's problems. And yes, your child is struggling. It took me over 3 years to get the voice right, to get this truth out right. It is struggling because as a neurodiverse myself, When I was young, when I could not understand people and when people misunderstood me, it tremendously paralyzed me, my growth. It broke and shattered my self-esteem. It took me 36 years to be where I am at this moment. I had to fight 10 times more to get my PhD than my peers because I could not focus more than 10 minutes at a time. Can you imagine going from school to college to university, honors, master's, PhD? I had to always give more, be more, do more because my more was not even good enough for the world. Okay? So either way, if you are a martyr mom or a giving in mom, you're not really helping yourself or your child. So what do you do in that case? You first take care of your body. So that's how our healing journey started. I was 85 kg, very heavy, very bloated woman, could not think straight, could not understand things. I would get angry very fast. And a single bit of work made me feel like, oh my God, it's a big work to do. That's what your physical exhaustion makes you do. You do not want to do something, might be because you do not have the physical strength to be able to do it. That's why, I'm sorry, we have this fire train going on. So that's why we work on the mother's body first. The first few weeks of our program is all about the mother, all about the mother. We work on the child, on the mother's physical health. We have a dietitian who helps the mother's physical health. I myself am certified. I work on her trauma healing, on her emotional healing as well. So that's what I teach to you guys. That's what you should start working on as well. When I started with my child, I did not have the money to go to, expensive coaches. What did I do? Just like you all, I went to Google University. I went to YouTube University, and I found all the free assets that I could and started working on myself, daily meditation, daily practice. I went on an elimination diet. And after 2 weeks, my whole world became clear for the first time in 33 years. I suddenly feel like I could see things clearly. I could understand things clearly. I had very less impulsivity that I had as an ADHD, person. All of those things just radically went away. And I was like, oh my God. So this is the magic. Changing the diet, removing the dairy, removing the, glutens and removing some of the grains that I was eating on a daily made me give a real new life. And I had more energy, more focus. And then I was like, okay, I cannot wait for the system, the medical system and healthcare professionals to help my child because they are not doing it. So I have to take care of it. I have to take the responsibility. And that's when I was able to start the journey with my son, with my son's development. Okay. So you first need to take care of your body, heal your body, give yourself more stamina and energy, and then do some emotional healing. Find out your mindset block. If you say like, oh, I don't have money. Why do you think you don't have money? How can you be resourceful? The thing is sometimes or most of the time we say, oh, let's say you see a woman coming out of a Ferrari, and then toting on to whatever that she was doing. And you tell yourself, oh my God, she's such a bad person. Rich people are bad people. So she must be doing something wrong, X, Y, and Z. But the thing is, you yourself, somewhere deep down, you want to be a Ferrari owner as well. You want to have a toned body like Jennifer Lopez. You want to have a child who's speaking, who's high functioning, who's independent, who's successful. And if you want all of those things, you are not wrong. We are humans. We were not born to be suffering all the time. But society teaches us to be suffering all the time, to be suffered all the time. Okay. So your mindset blocks, what you believe is possible versus not possible, what you believe to be your capability or incapability, all of those things are also contributing towards your emotional well-being. Okay, so healing both your body and mind will get you more focused, motivated, become the right leader for your child so that you can carry on the healing journey for yourself. So far, clear? Do you guys have any questions on that? Please let me know if you have any questions. I would be very much happy to answer them and give you support, because you deserve support, 2000%, okay? So our second pillar is the gut and brain healing or supporting diet. Here's the thing, gut produces 80% of the neurodeveloping and brain functioning chemicals. So your child's mood, your child's ability to sleep, your child's ability to correlate commands, serotonin, melatonin, dopamine, all of those chemicals and thousands of more, they are predominantly produced in your child's gut. It's science, it's research, it's anatomy, not psychology, it's psychology, it's anatomy, okay? So your child's body, even your body, if you are feeling depressed very often, go take a check on your own gut, in your own gut microbiome, and you will find your mind will be blown away, okay? So gut produces 80% of the neurodeveloping and brain functioning chemicals. Therefore, a leaky or weak gut cannot digest food properly. So let's say some of you say that, oh, but Dr. T, because that's what I'm being called by my community people, okay? So Dr. T, I do find the most organic fruits for my child, but yet he's having all of this issue. So tell me why this is happening and what am I doing wrong? So the thing is, you're not doing anything wrong. Even if I put the best magical elixir in this cup, and if the cup is, it has lots of, like sieve-like condition going on, pores, whatever you are pouring, it will come out of the system as it is. That's the leaky gut, okay? So your child's body is inflamed due to whatever thing that he was eating. Fried foods are highly inflammatory in nature. You know that. Fried foods, deep fried foods, chemicals and packaged foods, those are highly inflammatory in nature. So all those inflammations create small, very, very tiny microscopic holes in your child's gut. And that's when, even if you are feeding very high quality food, your child is not being able to digest. First, digest, break down the food properly, and then be able to absorb the nutrients properly, okay? So neither can the child's gut absorb or utilize the meager nutrients it is getting, okay? Another thing, if your child's digestive system is not working properly, then what happens is even those high quality food, when they are not digested well, those create byproducts, which could be neurotoxins like aldehyde, alcohols, morphine-like substances. And that's why your child is addicted to milk. That's why your child is addicted to white pasta, burger, pizzas, or, general things like that. So you might say that my child is not drinking alcohol. So why are you saying that? The thing is, when your child's body cannot digest and assimilate and metabolize, break down food properly, then as byproduct, these chemicals are produced. And these chemicals are neurotoxin in nature. So if your child is being addicted to milk, that's it, because the milk, the casein protein of the milk, is not being digested properly, and instead caseomorphine is produced. And we all know what morphine does to the brain. That's why your child is angry. That's why your child is breaking things, biting himself, mouthing things, and all of those things. Okay. The third problem that happens is all of this inflammation and neurotoxins even further increases the fungi in your child's gut. So what is fungi? An example is Candida. Okay. So these fungi, they produce neurotoxins also, which even more affects your child's brain and mood and sleep and behavior and cognition. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I hope you're understanding. If not, please let me know in the comments, okay? So neurotoxins, in turn, causes severe sensory issues in children, leading to picky eating. So your child is a picky eater. Your child doesn't want to eat fruits and vegetables. Your child gags or vomits at good foods. That's because your child's body and brain is filled with neurotoxins. If your child has OCD, if you cannot brush your child's teeth, if your child cannot withstand certain abrasive or, certain fabrics. Because I remember when I was 7 or 8 years old, first time organza came in. So my mom bought 2 very beautiful organza dresses, one for me and one for my sister. So I could not wear it. It felt very painful on my body. My mom didn't understand that. She kept on poking fun at me that I am a village girl, that I'm so not chic. I'm so backdated that I cannot even withstand a good dress. That's the emotional abuse. That's the misunderstanding. That's the non-acceptance that is coming out from non-awareness, okay? So if your child is doing mouthing, poop smearing and all of those jazz, then it's because of the neurotoxins. It's because of the sensory issues. So when you start working on the detoxification first, that's how you can actually overcome all of the picky eating problems. And that's when you can change the diet. I'll talk more about it in my next slide, inshallah. Okay. So these are all of the reasons why we need to address issues by changing the diet and heal the gut-brain barrier for the healthy productions of good neurochemicals that promotes brain development. And here's the thing. Brain development. Why do you have to work on your child's brain development? Because if your child is not speaking and having, communication, no communication, or very poor communication, and all of those struggles, it's because your child's brain is not developing. So when you work on brain development, then the speech, cognition, independence, growth, and success becomes available to you and your child. That's why we need to work on brain development. Okay? So our third pillar is gentle, non-chemical detoxification. The thing is, some of you go to naturopaths, sometimes biomedical practitioners, and then you are given some chemicals, chelation therapy. Sometimes you are given zeolites and things like that. Let's take a look at what's happening there, okay? So one of the key shifts that your child needs is some solid support to the detoxification system. So the thing is, you cannot detoxify your child's body from outside, giving chemicals and other things. You need to help your child's detoxification system, which is already inside your child's body, to kickstart, to jumpstart, and to work on its own. That's it. That is the detoxification I'm talking about. I'm not talking about giving and loading your child's body with supplement after supplement after supplement so that it works. No. Always remember, when you overload an already struggling system, it is not working well. It's not going to be on the best support for your child, okay? So what are some of the systems that our child's body has, which helps in detoxification? The number one is lymphatic system. Very few of us know about it, let alone, help that. Circulatory system, the blood. Then liver, kidney, that detoxification system, and also our skin, as well as pooping. Pooping is the greatest detox system. So if your child is constipated, if your child cannot digest, cannot poop well, and it's very painful, sometimes blood coming out, your child is scared to death to poop, then a majority of the toxins are stored in your child's body. Stored in your child's body. So if the child has constipation, then a major pathway is blocked. With stored and continuous toxins exposure, the livers and kidneys get blocked up. With continuous indoor lifestyle, clogs up the lymphatic system. So indoor lifestyle, what do I mean by that? Hour after hour after hour, your child is inside the home. Maybe he is hyperactive, he is running everywhere, but your child needs to play outside, in the grass, on the grass, in the sun. That's what human beings are supposed to be doing. We are not cave people that we will cave ourselves in apartments with gadgets. And then hour after hour after hour, you are like this. If your child is addicted and given, handheld device, you cannot even create eye contact. Okay. One more thing, your child's addiction is a learned habit. If human beings can learn habits, they can unlearn them too. That's the beauty of us. That's why we are called the best Ashraful Makhluqat in Islamic terms. That means we are the best creation on earth. Okay. So focusing on detoxification, focusing on this step will radically improve sensory issues, will radically improve or literally vanish picky eating. It will improve your child's mood, sleep, and cognition. Okay? So detoxification needs to be done naturally without chemical, for example, chelation therapies. It should be non-mineral in nature because some zeolites actually zap important minerals from your child's body. And it has to be done gently. But lastly, it needs to be effective as well. Don't use a detox that's so weak that it's not actually doing its job. You went to a cafe, you asked for coffee or tea, and then you are given just lukewarm water. There is no caffeine in it. It's not going to give you the boost that you were looking towards, right? Okay. If you have understood so far the mindset of the mother, the gut and brain healing diet, the natural support of the child's detoxification system, you are already 70% on your way towards your child's success. The other 30% is what we call maintenance, is going with the flow and going and making sure your child is in that right lifestyle support. Because here's the thing. As let's say you are doing detoxification, let's say this is your child's gut and it's clogged up with things. So you want to do detoxification. You clean this gut, you clean his gut, and then you call it a day. It's not going to really help. So why? Because even if you clean the gut, but if you keep on exposing the child's gut to toxins, to chemicals, preservatives, colors, all of those things, the gut will not be kept clean enough or long enough for the brain to function well. Just like you want to lose weight, you go to the gym, you change your diet, you lose 10 pounds, and then you start eating junk again. Are you going to be in your body state like that? No, you will gain weight. That's why you have to keep on the lifestyle. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And this is the most healthy thing for everybody in the family. I have coined this term and I teach to my students. Remember, convenience is the mother of all evil, not money. We are taught money is the root of all evil. Well, for all the disease and disorders in the world, convenience is the root of all those disease and disorders. You want to save time. That's well. Why don't you meal prep? You want to save time. You want to order out. Okay, but choose something a little more healthier. Okay. So in continuance with the diet and detox, further support is needed, which I have just now said. It's the grounding and nourishing lifestyle. So what do I mean by a grounding and nourishing lifestyle? It's a lifestyle where your child is going through nature a lot. It's a low toxicity lifestyle. It's nourishing, it's loving, it's grounding, it's caring, it's full of vitamin love. Okay. So how can you do that? You can help your child achieve a lot of the good lifestyle by making him play outdoors in nature and sunshine. Yes, you are scared because if you let your child play in the backyard, maybe he will run away. So what I did was I bought this, plastic chain kind of thing. You can find it in Amazon. I would have one strap in my hand and the other strap to my son. Okay. And then I would take him out to walk or play with him. His father would take turn with me as well. Okay. So there is always a solution to all of the blocks or the belief or the excuses or whatever, the reasons that you think of. There is always a solution to that. Just ask the question and you will get the solution. Just find the right person to give you the right guidance. You will reach the success, I promise you. Okay. So grounding, as in playing in the ground, how does it help? It helps to reduce hyperactivity. It also improves circulation and sleep. Sleep. If your child is going through a lot of sleep deprivation, take your child to the nature. The third thing that you need to do is shifting from plastics to natural material like glass, bamboo, cotton. So what I did was when I started working with him, I was dirt poor, right? So I would go to the dollar store and then they would have the glass containers. I would buy just enough for his food, for my kids' food, because I could not afford to change stuff for myself as well, right? So I would just go and find the things for my son first. And then slowly with time, I was able to complete the whole lifestyle for the entire family, okay? You can start right away. You don't need to go where I am, where someone else at this moment. You just need to start. It's our self-sabotage pattern which keeps us stuck like, oh, I won't be able to do it, so let's just not do it. If I start this journey, I might not be able to complete it and I will make a fool of myself. Let's not start it. How many of you are resonating with this word? Let me know. Chemical-free lifestyle greatly improves the health, well-being, and brain development of your child. Okay. So if these steps are making you groggy, because I see people hopping in and hopping off, that tells me a lot about your physical health, your mental health, and your belief systems. Okay. So remember, one step at a time, and your right mindset will make things doable. Your right mindset will make things doable. Okay. And if you want to get help and support, PS, a simple structured guidelines like our Autism Transformation and Success program can certainly make the following 5 pillars very effortless for you to follow. Okay. So the last pillar, we are very much close to the ending. So the last pillar is our need-based parenting. So what's a need-based parenting? It's accepting the child's struggles and wanting to support development. So need-based parenting is not what you think it is. Need-based parenting is accepting the child's struggles and wanting to support the development. It's becoming the responsible parent and caregiver, whereby the parent is not shaming, blaming, mocking, or belittling the child, like a lot of our parents did with us, like a lot of us do with our kids. You know, a lot of times fathers comes to us, mothers comes to me saying that, you know, they got divorced by their husband because the husband could not withstand an autistic kid at home. We are down to those things. Yeah. So it's having the love. So what is need-based parenting? Need-based parenting, it's having the love, the care, the faith towards your child's body and brain, that your child's, you know, it's the faith that your child's body and brain has the power to heal, and we are just the conductor to that means. And yes, healing is not a bad word. It's not a negative word. We run away from healing because it sounds painful. We run away towards healing because it sounds a lot of things to do. Okay, we think it's so much hard work. I will fail and I will not be able to function well. That's why we run away from the word healing. That's why we run away from healing. So some triggers. Let's do it. Let's get it over. Okay. Doing what's best for your child. Doing what's best for your child doesn't always make your child happy. And doing the right thing in a gentle manner will actually ensure your child gets the right support without being either traumatized or being spoiled. Okay? Doing what's best for your child is not negligence. If you want to change the diet, it's not negligence. You're not torturing the child. Like some autistic adults, you know, hashtag actually autistic. Those people will shame you if you ask question, how can I change diet and whatnot? They will say, oh my God, you are a bad mother. You are trying to destroy your child. You're not accepting your child. You're not loving your child. All those BS. Because they have their own pattern. They have their own trauma that they are struggling. Please do not let another person's trauma, another person's mindset affects your own child's life and future. Because doing what's best for your child is not irresponsible, is not negligence. It's actually the most responsible thing to do. And you are meant to be doing that. Allowing the child to eat junk food, being addicted to gadget, allowing them to self-harm or show aggression is negligence. Loving boundaries helps them to not harm themselves. And if you cannot create boundaries, that's your mindset block. Not autism traits that you need to just, you know, help to run its course. Okay. So usually at this end, some very typical questions comes out. So I'll take the opportunity that a lot of times I get asked to, and I hope you have these questions as well. So let's get them answered. The first question, how can I change food if he's a severe picky eater? So starting with the detox first until considerable sensory reduction, as well as mindset work, will resolve picky eating for good. For good. I have worked with 65 students, kids. All of them were severe picky eaters, or actually most of them were super severe picky eaters. And all of them are now eating fruits and veggies and soups and stews and all of those things. Okay. So start with the detox first, and then work on your mindset as well. So for more resources, please go to my Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, whatever you like is your, you know, cup of tea. Because I teach my student the same thing. I let them do the slight detox first, get the child's brain and body ready for diet change, and then we change the diet. Okay. Sometimes I have heard a few months ago, one woman DM me saying that, you know, you are you said like, I tried to change the diet of my daughter, but then I had to take her to the emergency. Here's the thing. She tried to change the diet on her own without professional help, without following through the way. The thing is, if you want to change that, same example. If your child's system is clogged up, you need to clean some of the things first so that whatever you pour can come out very effectively. You cannot clean a, how to say, like clogged up sieve. If you want to clean a sieve, you need to clean at least some part of it, and then you can clean up better, okay? So what sort of diet is gut healing diet? So a gut healing diet is essentially a grain-free diet is actually the best thing that you can do for your child, but at least start with gluten-free. Start with gluten-free, low sugar, low starch to start working on the gut healing, okay? No milk products unless it's fermented, like yogurt and kefir, and lots of probiotic-rich food, okay? Which is hashtag the autism diet. If you use hashtag the autism diet in Instagram or Facebook, you will find my post there as well. So number 3 is Southeast Asian moms telling me, grains are staple. My thousands of years, we have been eating grains. My ancestors eat grains. So what am I going to feed my child if I cannot feed rice or wheat? Here's the thing. Grains were not human food until past few hundred years. And until agricultural age, our ancestors actually ate ancient grains in very little quantity. They mostly ate fruits and vegetables. Grain these days are now laden with glyphosate, which kills your child's gut microbe, okay? With glyphosate, pesticide, antibiotics, etc. So instead, feed your child fish, chicken, eggs, beef, fruits, and vegetables. They are enough. The thing is, it's our mindset problem that we think, oh my God, if I don't feed rice, what am I going to feed? There are thousands of different things that you can feed if you do not feed rice, by the way. Okay? Autism is a genetic condition. The 4th question that I already comes out is autism is a genetic condition which needs to be managed. Why should I do all of these things? Truth. Ready for the truth? Autism is not a genetic disorder, but an epigenetic condition, which means, you know what epigenetic means is there can be a gene, but if the environment is putting stress on the gene, then only the gene will show effect. Just because your child has autism gene, by the way, there is no specific autism gene. There are genes that gets changed, mutated because of the environmental stress, because of the environmental toxins and all of those things, okay? So now 1 in every 36 kids are diagnosed with autism. You might say, oh my God, it's diagnosed because more people are aware. No. No. 20 years ago, also parents were parents. Just don't think you guys are parents and the past generations were not parents. They were very careful for their child as well. Okay? The huge rise is not statistically viable unless there is a serious reason which is causing the situation, which is environmental and biological toxins. Okay? So when you remove these offending chemicals, heal the gut, you drastically see nonverbal kids talking. You see rigorous and self-harming stimming going away. So stimming could be banging the head is also a stimming. If your child is banging his head and making fissure, bleeding, it's not a nice stimming. This can be a nice stimming. It's okay to do. This can be a nice stimming as well. It's okay. But if your child is biting hand and making, infections, that's not a nice stimming. That's a harmful stimming. So those things will go away. Aggression will become really non-existent. Here's the thing. Your child got this diagnosis because he was showing some symptoms, right? What if I tell you that these symptoms go away? Then what? Then what will happen? When your child is no longer showing symptoms, then there is no diagnosis. When there are no symptoms, then there are no diagnosis. So you are told to accept these behaviors because the system either doesn't know yet or is rigged by big corporations who wants you to be hooked, to be sick, to be dependent on them so that they can feed you more chemicals, feed you more drugs, to be more sick, okay? There are some personality change that your child will have, and you need to accept and understand and teach him, and that's fine, totally fine. But you have to keep on managing a healthy lifestyle to keep your child growing and becoming success, okay? The last question that I want to share with you today is, I don't believe what you are saying. You might be thinking in your head, Dr. T, I don't believe what you are saying. My question is, why? Why don't you believe what I'm saying? What is the purpose of not believing that your child's brain and body can heal? What's the purpose? What are you gaining from not believing, or by believing that this is what it's supposed to be? Why don't you want to start a journey? What beliefs are blocking you up? I would love for you to, write some of things down, okay? Do some sort of journaling session and ask yourself, why don't I believe these things? So Google Scholar, PubMed, Science Direct, they all have fabulous researches on gut-brain connection. So I have not been woo-wooing you. These are all research-backed. Food and gut connection, neurotoxins and behavior connection, toxins from farming being found in autism kids' body, all of these topics, they're actually free. You can find lots and lots of research papers on that. And especially books by Gap. This book is actually very nice. It's really helpful. This is one of the book, Gap's Diet by, Dr. Natasha Campbell. Then another book, The Whole Brain Child by Dr. Daniel and Tina Payne. This will also help you a lot. And if you're thinking about, oh my God, if I cannot feed my child rice, what am I going to feed? This is another book that will really help you, 30 Days to Grain-Free. It has over 200 recipes, and 200 recipes means what? 200 days. You are taken care of, okay? So last but not the least, please do not follow advocates and experts telling you that ice cream is perfect, that if you accept your child, you will not want to change the diet, you will not do any of this detox because they're harmful. All of those things are wrong. They're not even medical doctors. Just because they have thousands of followers, 100,000 followers, you think they might be an authoritarian figure. That's why all of these people are following, okay? Please be aware of that. If you need more resources, you can go to www.autismsuccessacademy.com. My Facebook and Instagram handle are same, Autism Success Academy. My YouTube is at Dr. Tasnuva Tunna. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter to get free information and resources, and follow whatever platform that you are in, okay? And as last two resource, if you are struggling with a lot of money dilemmas, I don't have the finance to go on this diet or to work on my child, please read this book, Psychology of Money. There are other books, by Robert Kiyosaki, by a lot of people. I will ask the organizer if I'm allowed to post, then I'll post a link of few books that has changed my life. I was dirt poor, and now alhamdulillah, I'm 6-figure earner. You can do it too. You can do it too. Trust me. The last book that I have changed my life, Audacity to be a Queen. If you are a woman who feels neglected, unseen, unheard, you need to read this book. Must read for all autism mom, because we are told to keep on grinding, because if I love my son or daughter, I'll just accept him. I already said that's not the case, right? If you love your child and accept your child, you will also want to give him freedom. You will also want to give him success. You will also want to give him the independence that your child deserves. Because khuda na khair, if tomorrow you are dead, there is no one to take care of your child if your child is not independent. You might think the system is there, I have child benefit, I have this and that, but here's the thing. You might even leave assets for your child, but your child, if he's not understanding of the world, your child even cannot work through those assets. And those assets will become liability for him. See all of those thriller books and movies where the person who has a lot of, assets, like $1 million insurance, life insurance, gets killed by the wife or husband and things like that, because assets are not safety. Your child's brain, understanding, independence is success. So that's what we should all be working towards. If you need more help, please reach out to me. I would be very much happy to help you, because your child deserves to be successful. Your child deserves to be having a normal life. And to have a normal life is not ableism. It is ableism if you want to keep your child, if the system, not you, if the system, the people, the autistic adults, if others want to keep you strong. It's a lot like, the blue crabs. When you fish blue crabs and put them in a shallow bucket, they actually have the ability to come out of the bucket and go back into the sea. They don't do it. You know why? Because even if one crab somehow gets at the top of the bucket, others will pull the crab down. That's what is happening in our system, in our society, in our community. If some of us are teaching that you need to work on your child, others will try to say that, oh my God, she's not right. No. Listen to your gut. Your gut is the best pathfinder, Google Map for you, okay? I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for your patience and kindness, and thanks to Autism Connect for the opportunity. I am very, very honored to be a part of the community. I will be coming in very soon. Thank you so much. God bless. Allah Hafiz.